So before Dr. Tripathi starts his presentation, let me give a brief about him. Dr. Tripathi is former director, deputy director general, Geological Survey of India, and secretary in Society of Earth Sciences. He extensively worked on the sedimentology, paleoenvironment, and paleontology of in various sedimentary basins in India. He organized several international national conferences and field workshops. This last more than a year, he is actively advocating the implementation of legislation for conservation of India's geoheritage and organizing various outreach programs. I welcome Dr. Tripathi on board.
Thank you. Uh, Thank you, Professor Mathur and his team, that they have, in fact, reorganized the last year's program on virtual basis. Because last year we organized on 21st July Walk to Save Our Geoheritage outreach program, and the program was organized at 6 different cities across the India, that is on Lucknow, Udaipur, Jodhpur, Hyderabad, Chandigarh, and Visakhapatnam. Now this year also we were willing to have a program, outreach program, but because of the pandemic, we are not able to organize it. And thanks to my colleagues that they have organized this. Now, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Okay. So now, the pandemic impact that is coming up. Now everything is being seen in the reference of the COVID-19 impact, which has globally created problem, particularly for mankind, and economic crisis coming up because of this pandemic that is causing concern to everyone in every country, entire globe. Now, one thing which I don't know whether I should tell like this or not, but the side positive effect of the pandemic is that the environment as a whole is coming up. The environment which we have polluted, environment which we have destroyed, that has recovered a lot, and lot of studies have been carried out during these days, that the environment, even the ozone hole, is also recovering. That is a positive aspect of the COVID. And mankind is realizing that how much stress we are giving to this earth because of our developmental activities. Now, many things are being discussed, that what will be the scenario post COVID-19 in entire world. Now, as we realize that the environment is recovering, we have to understand the how now we need to develop the future of the earth, how we have to rethink and replan our future strategy to build a favorable world for man and other animals. Now, in Indian context, we have been concerned that due to pandemic impact, lot of migrant workers, they have been displaced from their workplace and have gone back to their home. Now, that is a big challenge to our government, state government, central government, that they wish that they should be provided their livelihood at the place where they stay. at home, maybe with less perks, they are ready to accept it. And that is the challenge before our governments. And the impact on the pattern of local economy and industrialization is being uh, changed, is being relooked and replanned. Now we should have to develop local resources which can provide long-term local employment for people. Now globally acclaimed development of geoparks, which provides employment to local youths in the project, promote local handicrafts and develop local area and business due to national and international. That is another dimension other than the planned programs of the state and central government, that Manrega and other schemes being implemented to provide livelihood to migrant workers and local people. Now we have to give some other input to government, that the development of these geoparks may provide long-term solutions, at least up to limited areas where we have terrain of geo scientific interest, and we are able to, if we are able to develop geoparks, local handicrafts, local artisans, local people will get local business and other things. That is a very important aspect of the development of geoparks in post COVID-19 scenario. That is, I am going to present here. Now, development of geopark is a global concept, and a significant number of geoparks are now recognized as UNESCO global geoparks across the globe. So that these geoparks will be uh, asset to our environmental protection. Now, what is a geopark? That we have to understand. Geopark doesn't come only because of the geological significant monument or anything. Now that global geoparks or geopark as a whole is a holistic concept, wherein not only the geological features but cultural, environmental, other features are also integrated, and a holistic concept is being promoted for the protection, education, and sustainable development of the society. Now, this is an old concept, about 20 years old globally, that now it is evolving across the globe, and a global geopark network is being constituted by UNESCO, and they are declaring global geoparks which attracts huge tourists from across the globe. These are educational tourism, which and environmental tourism, which now is a great concept across the globe. Now, this UNESCO Global Geoparks, these are established in France in 2004, and then as on date we have about 147 geoparks across 41 countries. China is, as usual, having the most geoparks in their areas. But unfortunately, India is far behind, the global park or conserving our geoheritage scenario. That's why last year we started this movement, and we are continuously doing it. We were approaching higher authorities, we were approaching government authorities and persuading them to take up this issue. And I'm happy to inform everyone that central government is has taken it very seriously, and a draft legislation which we have submitted last year is being reviewed by the government, and we expect soon that we will be having a legislation in India also. Now there are several aspects. Not only that, we are talking about the global geoparks. We have our national geoparks. We may have our regional geoparks, and there are several examples of national level geoparks like Japanese geopark, Chinese geopark, Korean, Canadian, and others also. Even small countries are working on geopark concept that I will be explaining in other slides. Now, just for the information of other participants who are not actually the geologists, so just a brief, what is actually, why India is so much important so far as geoheritage is concerned, geoheritage conservation is concerned. The Indian mass, land mass was one of the most traveled land mass of the globe. In the entire geological history, in the entire geological history, uh, this landmass was moving from southern hemisphere to northern hemisphere, and finally colliding with the Eurasian plate and giving rise to Himalaya. Am I audible to everyone? No? Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So I continue. Then, then the mighty Himalaya in the north, that is the resultant of collision of Indian plate and Eurasian plate. So while traveling across the globe, Indian landmass that acquired lot of geological diversity, which invites attention of scientists across the globe. So there are several important sections that just for the knowledge of participants, I will brief that the northern fold thrust belt of Himalayan evidences of interplate collision that is occurring in the Himalayas. Then further southward, vast Indo-Gangetic foreland basin and foothill Shivaliks. Further south, we are getting Vindhyans and other stratigraphically similar Proterozoic sedimentary basins, which have recorded even good signatures of the uh, Proterozoic life. Then the Archean Proterozoic terrain of peninsular India, Tethian Himalaya in the extreme north, then the Aravalli Delhi belt, Deccan Trap, Mesozoics of India, Eocene lignite surrounding, and other lot, Thar desert, cold desert of Ladakh, and there are several exotic quaternary recent sequences in Ladakh and other places which attract attention of the such a wide geological diversity will not be seen in any other country. That's why we lot of geoscientists across the globe, they visit India and they work in different parts of India for acquiring data for global synthesis. Now, as Dr. Mathur already pointed out, Geological Survey of India has already declared, it has been working in fact from 1972, that they have declared national geological monuments, and a lot of monuments are being developed, but they are not up to the mark of the global standard. So that is also our important aspect, that our geosites which are protected are not conserved to the extent, to the standard of the globe, across the globe. So just for how we can classify these geotourism hotspots of India, that you see fossil parks, dinosaur fossil parks, Shivalik fossil wood parks, then metallurgical and mineral rich sites, sites of surface physical features, panoramic view sites, sites of geological significance to specifically of academic interest, and then now just a few glimpses. Dinosaurs are most attractive uh, creatures on the earth, and everybody uh, listens about dinosaur very interesting way. So in we are in Reholi in Gujarat. We are having good fossil sites of dinosaurs, and Geological Survey of India in 1982, 82, 85, they excavated lot of fossil sites in Reholi in Gujarat, and only in 1997 when an international delegation and a field we organized a field workshop, and international delegation met government of Gujarat and requested to preserve these sites. And you can understand that the sites were preserved under Bombay Police Act 1951, because there is no such law available in India on which these natural sites can be protected. Now, afterward, after about 20 years, nothing was there. But now again, government of Gujarat is taking keen interest, and they have no. These are some photographs showing how people are excavating these bones and eggs of dinosaurs and selling in petty money. That is an earning of local areas, and we are losing all our treasures, geological traders. Now, hats off to government of Gujarat that they have developed this site, and recently they have opened it as a dinosaur fossil park, Riholi, and they have built a good museum and all, and some fossil sites are also preserved. We are approaching government of Gujarat to declare it as a geopark, and develop it as under a geopark concept, so that at least we have our good resources there. Partly they are developed, but they are not developed under a concept. So that is required, and we are approaching the government of Gujarat to consider our request. Now you can see this is Madhya Pradesh. Lot of dinosaur eggs in Lameta formations in the Dhar district. It is a local teacher who has preserved these fossils, who has done a lot of work in Dhar area and surrounding area. He is not a geologist. He is only a common man, a teacher, an educated person, and an activist, Mr. Verma. And he has done lot of work, created lot of. You just see, it is my old photographs where wood fossils of dinosaurian period being sold and removed from their site, and they are now placed in some drawing rooms of some big people. So that is the drawback, that if we are not able to preserve our geoheritage, we will be losing, and it is very difficult to recover them. Now this is just what I was telling about Mr. Verma. He has done a lot of work in that area. He is not a geoscientist, but he is a teacher, and he has done a lot of work and approached the government agencies, and you can see these photographs, that how we are losing our geoheritage day by day. Now you see the another good example of our oldest metallurgical site remains in Jawar sulfide deposit, that locally being some activists, some geoscientists being they are trying to conserve it, but and they are these sites have been recognized globally. In 1988, American Society of Metals, they have recognized it, and some preservation is, but that they are not developed properly, and we are not able to showcase our skill of metallurgy of our ancient times, our ancestors. So that is that, and day by day we are losing it. Only local people, local geoscientists, local professors, they are doing it, and we have to consider them, to preserve them. That is utmost importance. Now this is just there are some sites of surface physical features that is uh, there in India, and they need to be preserved and showcased across the globe. We can develop them, and we can attract a lot of tourism, as Professor Mathur already told, that geotourism has a lot of potential in India. Now, just for example, many of you have seen this natural coral bridge, Nile Island in Andaman. You just see in the side, there are a national park declared in Thailand, and these are almost the same things. They in Thailand, if they can develop, why can't we in India? Now, just another example, that is Rock Garden in Karnool. That is very well developed by state government. It is visited by visitors. But if when I visited this park, I saw nothing scientific even written about it. This is just a rock garden. People are visiting. They have become sites of amusement and not the knowledge destinations. That also we have to, wherever our sites, geo sites are developed, we have to see, we have to look that these sites should impart knowledge to our society, our young generation, our students, our general people. That is also need of the time. Now, this is just a Belam cave when I visited in Kurnool district. That is the second largest limestone cave of the world. Now, you just see bed that is written there. No scientific information is placed. If it is placed, it is wrong. So, these things we have to look. The sites which are already developed, we have to look that these sites grow up, they impart knowledge to the visitors. That is also a very important thing. Wherever these geosites are not developed, we have to consider them, but wherever they are developed and we are unable to develop them as a knowledge destination, that is also a very important aspect. Now you see some of the sections, very important sections because of mining and developmental activities that we are losing. You can see that this dinosaur extinction sites at Anjar, Gujarat, it is being destroyed because of recently by because of this laying down this railway track. Then officers from Geological Survey of India, they approached, and then some net and other things protection was started. So day by day we are losing these sections, and that is very important to see. Last year we have published a special issue of Geography and You on India's spectacular geoheritage sites. You can see it is available online also. You can have a copy also. Now, already in the beginning, already I have told that no legislation is available, but it is a good sign that Government of India ministries are taking it seriously, and now we are expecting some positive results from the government. Now, the back to Geopark. Now, how can these geoparks help developing the local economy? Now, state government, as already I told, state governments are facing enormous challenges in developing employment for migrant workers through various schemes. Development of geoparks will have dual benefits. While it will provide jobs and business opportunities to locals, sustainable development will help to conserve our environment, our geoheritage, and that is a great asset and great outcome of our efforts of geoparks. Now, several countries like Japan and China, they have developed domestic geopark networks and creating close collaboration with geoparks, tourism sector, schools, universities, business houses. So they are creating economies. See, we cannot develop these geoparks in cities. They have to have in interior areas, and if we develop them in interior areas, they will attract a lot of tourism, lot of business potentials. Local youths will be employed. That is in a big way we are shifting economy from cities to villages or interior parts of our country. And these geoparks encourage local communities, local private sectors to participate in its activities. The money that tourists spend goes directly to the local producers, ranging from farmers to laborers to artisans. Now, small scale local investment in tourism has positive impact on local economy, involving the geopark concept is based on involvement of local people. That is very important aspect of geoparks, that the local people should be involved in tourism marketing, tour operator, arranging homestay, local foods, local artisans should be involved, and that way the and lot of leisure activities you can organize in geoparks, which add to the local economy. That is the impact in which I want to put forth before everyone, that development of these parks in post COVID uh, economic scenario will be very helpful for local people to remain at home, remain at a place which is comfortable for them, and then earn also for their families. Thank you very much.
Uh, Thank you, Dr. Tripathi, for such a wonderful presentation. It was actually an insight of the geoparks and the geoheritage sector in India.